according to an Instagram post of a very famous but not real astrologer, the fact that we're Aries and Gemini makes us soulmates.
What does that mean? A not real astrologer? Like,
I mean, I think it was just like, it's like an account. It's like an astrology account. So who knows if they're like someone that's actually
good.
doing.
That feels good.
Does that feel good? It feels good.
I mean, yes, but I also saw a TikTok where an astrologer,
Probably still astrologer.
He was like trying to guess. Like, he's such a sweet old man.
I saw that too.
And he got him like 50% wrong.
Yeah, he's
at
like,
least.
but his certainty was like, Capricorns have crazy ears.
Yeah.
No, I did notice that he got everyone wrong. Not everyone. He got like mostly wrong. And he's like, well, just
here's
had a
my
good time.
Gemini. She's like, I'm a Pisces.
Yeah, that's a classic. But
I'm a Gemini.
Does it feel good to know that we're soulmates?
Yeah.
According to a post online.
According to BuzzFeed.
According to BuzzFeed, we're soulmates.
Yeah. According to BuzzFeed. I hate BuzzFeed.
Whoa.
Yeah, they suck. I hate them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Out of the gate already?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. You know how like you're not supposed to talk about like the Illuminati and the Church of Scientology?
Sure.
Because they're going to like come after you and kill you?
Mm-hmm.
Same with BuzzFeed. No, exact same.
But I'm not afraid of BuzzFeed.
Just letting you know.
I mean, maybe BuzzFeed like 10 years ago. But
actually BuzzFeed
now,
10 years ago was a cult.
Yeah.
It was a straight up cult.
But now every time it's like the article, they got good titles. And so I'll go in there and then like, it's always just garbage. Yeah. It's like, why?
My favorite phase of BuzzFeed was truly when it was like everyone was getting let go or like leaving, and they all released like videos that were like, why I left BuzzFeed. And you were like, it's almost like it was a toxic work environment.
I have 2 friends that still work there that have worked there since like day one.
Wow.
And they're just like, I'm stuck with the
ship.
I'm
a wheeler.
Yeah, they cut everyone out, but I got to pay for my Tesla. If you know any way out.
And
I'm like, I do not.
Did you get health insurance? They're like, no,
God,
still no. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like BuzzFeed also because like some of the articles, it's like, where, like, was there any research done?
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Because there was one that literally was like insider hack or something. It's like, if you're on an elevator and all the buttons are pressed, like double click the button and it will unselect them. And I was like, dude, this is great.
Yeah.
So we're like in New York. I'm going to like a 100 like story building. So to like prank my friends, I press them all and then I like double click. Nothing. Double click. Nothing. They're like, why'd you just press 100 floors? And I'm like, there was a BuzzFeed article that said, and they're like, get out of here. Like, I hate you. So
because
thanks,
someone just saw it and was like,
this will be fine.
This will be fine.
You ruined my day, BuzzFeed.
Wow.
And my life.
You ruined like what, 2017? What was
all of 2017?
Wow. Yeah. Screw you, BuzzFeed. Welcome to Favorite Cheese.
Welcome to Favorite Cheese.
We're so glad you're here. We're so glad to have you. God, it's a beautiful, muggy, gloomy day in Los Angeles. The sun is not out.
Florida. Well,
look at it. It's like Los Angeles has been stuck in a gloom, like a June gloom for about a week and a half. We have friends that are losing their minds over it. They're literally like, I can't do this anymore.
It's very weird. It's very
very uncommon.
I'm from here, so it's like, I don't know. For me, it's like, oh, wow, like, this is what it's like to live in Seattle or something. Like, I'm having, like, a fun time.
See, I like to think of it as Scandinavian.
Yeah, even better.
Like, that's not... Seattle, it feels like, all right, yeah.
Yeah, but at least, like, people around here speaking English and stuff. Like, Scandinavia is the best.
Speaking English.
No, I know that, but it's like they got really cool fashion in Scandinavia.
Yeah, you're
like,
right.
Here, it's like, all right, there's still Ted, but...
it was funny because I was talking to one of our friends, and she was like... I'm so like happy I get to wear all my sweaters. Oh, yeah. Like I have 475 sweaters and I can't wear them normally. And I'm like, that's such an LA move. Whenever they like sell coats in Los Angeles, I'm like, why?
Oh yeah. If you're trying Intel though, if you're trying to get the deal on a coat,
that's the truth. If
you live in Chicago or if
fly out here, buy a coat,
or if you're going to Iceland or something, like when summer hits or like right after winter, go to Macy's.
They're just
in
giving
LA.
coats away. They're
giving
like,
them
take
away.
These stupid coats.
We were going to Iceland. Lee went to go look at some coats, and it was to the point where these are like big, hefty, nice coats.
Oh, yeah.
They were like $9 each. And same with me. I was just like buying There's still one of the coats that I lost in one of our breakups with some people, and it was only one of the $9 ones. But I still think about it. Like I'm always like, what about that coat?
I miss that coat every day of my life.
Like it was not. There's so many other things,
which is a weird thing to like have a hill to die on. You're like that fucking coat.
Well, it looked good on me. It felt good. It was warm. It was $9. I mean, come on.
What are you gonna do?
It's been like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
you know,
I really like it. It's like, oh, we finally feel like we get weather,
and you know it's coming back. It's not like a relationship or like someone where you're like, I hope they come back.
They're coming back.
Like it's coming back, and it's gonna be brutal when it comes back.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, the thing that sucks is that all these people that are like, I hate this June gloom. I'm like, wait, because it's going to be 120 degrees in summer. Yeah. And we're all going to be like, oh
my God.
I mean,
and then the world's going to be over because we're going to do 4th of July. We're going to launch these fireworks. They're going to light the world on fire. And that'll be it.
And
then BuzzFeed will write an article about
how to celebrate the end of the year.
Yeah, me.
How to celebrate the end of your life.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Oh my God. I'm down.
Do you have any updates?
On life or... some people reached out to the Instagram and they
we love it.
Said thank you so much and to keep going.
So nice.
They were very, very friendly. Every time I hear that, it does make me feel good. And weirdly enough, like I know the numbers are not skyrocketing yet, but we know, I mean, we haven't had any guests. We haven't really, we're just doing this for us and for our fellow cheeseheads or stinkers
I think you can't say cheeseheads because I think Green Bay Packers has that.
Yeah.
I love that. What if that was it? Everyone's like, we thought this was a Green Bay podcast.
You know what? Come on in, check it out. If you like what you're listening to, hang out. No, but and we've been getting approached more by people on the street, which is really nice.
That's really sweet.
Because then you're just like, people, it's resonating with them.
And they know.
It's funny too, because like, I've been doing pretty good, but I've been having like off and on like moments where I'm just like, life is amazing, we got this, and then the next day it's literally like,
how do we even figure anything out? But it's not me.
Like it's like I feel like it's the world right now.
Sure, I
and
think
just
there's
like,
a vortex for sure.
Yeah, there's just things happening that make it so everything we try and do, just like there's one more hurdle. Sure. And you know that's definitely designed by some of the rich people, but it's definitely true.
It's absolutely designed by some.
So it's just like
absolutely
like right when some good news happens, then something else happens.
They're like, good news, medical bill.
Yeah.
It really is.
I just got a check. Oh man, I just got a bill.
That's why it's always funny because you get so excited when something good happens, and then you're like, wait a minute, what else is gonna happen?
Yeah, it's insane. Like we have good insurance, like through SAG-AFTRA. It's basically the insurance that like Tom Cruise has. And
Tom Cruise,
so like,
he paid for his crazy facelift with our insurance.
yeah. But it's like, so you'll get, you just had routine checkup for your heart,
like a normal thing.
Yeah, and then it was like we get a bill and it's like $1,200, and you're like, what about insurance? And then you look and it's like, it would have been $80,000, and you're like, wait,
so baffling to me is that,
and I'm like, Lee, what did they do to you in there? And you're like, they just kind of checked up and did this and that, and I'm like, where was
that's
the
not
80,
true. Forenzo did a weird workaround with wires on my bra.
Hey, I get it, but
I'm kidding.
Forenzo, I don't know, man.
I'm just saying.
I don't know.
He was a very
I think I might actually just take you to my mechanic next. Like, I think my
just be like, well, the pipes are busted.
I'll be like, Ron, what do you think?
How many miles does she have on her?
Ron's like, I don't know. Let me get her up on the lift.
Whoa. Okay. Right. We're gonna have to completely redesign the back end.
Listen, I think the head's blown, but I think we can do this. How much is it?
She's held together with duct tape and Diet Coke.
Yeah. A lot of people reach out and they're like, thank you for being so candid, you two, and thank you for nice. They're like, I have been really depressed recently, and after listening to you, and it's so fun because it's like, me too. Like, not always, but it's like I have moments, and so it's nice to be able to. That was the whole goal.
One of the, I mean, at least I've tried in my years-long career on the internet. To kind of like, that was one of my most frustrating things that happened with like coworkers and other things, that they would put on that like weird face of like, everything's fine, we're doing great. And I'm like, no, because that's not the reality of like the situation. So I've always tried to be a little bit like, if I'm going through some shit, like you're probably going to hear about it,
Yeah.
you know, or
yeah.
it's like, because I think that's just, I don't know. I think it's so nice when people are like, you know,
it's always nice to hear people be real.
It really is.
For me,
I don't need to fix it because I can't. I always think that too when it's like, we have certain friends that'll be like, this is what you should do. And I'm like, hey, can you just listen to me bitch for a second?
Yeah. I have a hired one, a therapist that I do that too.
Nice.
Because I was actually tired of bitching to my friends I saw them like, because they were doing that like do not compute. Like, I don't know if there's a psychological term for it, but sometimes I do feel like, am I Truman in the Truman Show?
Oh, sure.
Because like,
I'm sure there's a psychological term.
Yeah, because like sometimes it's just so strange because so many people are just like not being transparent about things.
Sure.
And I feel like I'm always like pretty transparent, and and that'll freak some people out.
But
sometimes.
I think that is the difficulty is that.
But for me, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to see how I fit in. It's like, how are you paying your bills? How are you living? What are you doing?
No, because it's so curious. Because you look at everyone and you're like, how are they going to Italy? How are they like doing this? How when they go like, my beautiful new home, you go like, I know, not in any mean way. Truly, how?
We try and be candid, and the crazy thing about LA is like when it rains it pours, and when it's dry, you know. So it's like we have some friends that'll sell a show, here's a check, and then they don't work again for 5 years.
Yeah, that's how that works.
So you just live off that. It's like a real estate agent or something. It is
fully that. Like it really is. But again, I don't know any other job that like you put probably 40 to 50 hours a week into to not get paid at all.
I think it would be a real estate agent.
Yeah,
because my dad would like, he's showing houses. You're not getting paid for that. There's a lot of that sort of stuff.
Hi.
But
this is but
a
it's
car
not a house,
salesman.
It's just
maybe.
me. Hi. How are you?
But that's why we're hoping to get the numbers up on this podcast.
Oh my God.
I want to start selling.
You're just shouting at everyone.
I want to start selling pictures of my toenails.
You can't. I already told you no one wants them.
They're painted right now. They're painted hot pink.
Yeah, Delman passed out on the couch and I painted his toenails.
Yeah. What else could I monetize? I'm down to sell my soul down if anyone's trying to.
In a mean way, but do you think it would go for a lot?
I'm not asking for a lot.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Actually, not a lot at all.
You got a Colt 250. It's yours.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. I love it. Do you want to jump in?
I'm ready to jump in. Yeah, please jump in.
I can jump into my camembert. Okay. Look, I'm going to do something that people do that is really annoying, but I'm going to do it.
Okay.
I'm going to say something so I can be held accountable on the internet.
Whoa.
I know. Whoa. I'm not ready for it either. I don't have a bedtime.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, like, I suffer from like crazy insomnia, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
At certain times in life, certain instances and journeys through life, it's gotten significantly worse.
Sure.
Or it's gotten better, or yada yada.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I literally have to exhaust myself in order to like go to sleep. I have to literally just stay up until I truly can't like keep my eyes open anymore.
Yeah.
And that usually is around like 3 or 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And it sucks. And it's also one of those where I've done the journey of like, I've done a lot of like, okay, here's your bedtime routine. Drink all this, do all this, do all that. Nah, that's not going to happen. I've done it, and it like literally maybe takes like 10 minutes off of the journey that I'm still constantly on. I've done the journey of like, you have to go to sleep at like, just get into bed at like 1 a.m. Just get into bed and just like figure it out. And then I literally just sit there, as you know, because you're next to me, like for hours I'll just literally sit there with my brain going at 900 million miles per hour.
Yeah.
Then I've tried the melatonin.
Mm-hmm.
Then I've tried the melatonin, and it's full on fucking just visceral nightmares.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's like 1 gram.
It worked for like 2 nights, and then it was just like
mine was
most
like
nightmare
from day one.
No, I know, but you slept. Like, you're like, at least I slept.
I know,
but,
I slept, but it was torturous, and I'm waking up with like, I like clench my teeth at night. I have a night guard.
Yeah,
I've broken it. Yeah. It's already like cracked, and that's really impressive because it's a pretty strong night guard. So I literally was like, I'm just gonna force myself to do a bedtime, and if I literally just have to like lay in bed, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I read this whole thing that was talking about...
if you got up earlier too.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. It's like I'm going to have a bedtime and an awake time. And then
I don't have that same problem, but my problem was like a routine. Like
yeah, sure.
And so
they push a routine. All the theys of the world, all the experts, all the this.
It starts to help.
Sure.
It's like, even if I'm like, I don't want to be too routine, as we already talked about through the personality test and stuff. But it is nice to be like, I get up at this time. I start work at this time.
Sure.
I do this.
Sure.
It keeps you on track. No, but my therapist calls it sleep hygiene.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's what I'm talking about. But
yeah.
No, I mean, I just am doing it so I can like see. I want to try it mainly as an experiment. I want to be like, hey, like this is the time where like all phones go off, all TVs go off, all everything goes off.
Reading is pretty boring. That might be.
It's not. That's okay. You say that, but then remember,
we're reading different things.
My Kindle.
Stop reading porn. You're reading fairy porn. Why don't you read The Age of Napoleon? You will fall asleep page 5. I guarantee it.
I care nothing about Napoleon.
Exactly.
I mean that with a fiber of my every being in my body.
I had to read that book. I think I still have it because it was so treacherous to get through. I was mad. I believe it's over 3,000 pages.
No.
And it's literally like,
what a waste.
Napoleon stepped out.
No.
He turned right.
No.
3 paces.
No.
He looked up. You're like, we got to get. It's like my dad trying to tell his story. It's like, I get it.
We have to figure out where we're going with this.
Get to the punchline. It doesn't matter what show it was. Like, it doesn't matter who.
Please.
Yeah. Like,
I don't know what the actor is. More than likely, 9 times out of 10, it's always James Spader. Why is it always James Spader?
Is it going to change his story? Yes or no? Anyways,
no? Okay, cool. Move on.
All right. No. So how do you want me to hold you accountable?
It's not you. That's not you. Get out of my head.
Well, I go to bed way before you.
I know you do. But you go to bed like you pass out on the couch. And
because
Delman's
I'm trying to hang out with you.
Honk shoe at like 9:30.
Yeah, I'm trying to hang out. And then I'm like, you know what? Don't hate on me, dog. But what am I supposed to do? Because I have a whole routine now. Because I get up early, you get up 2 hours after me, so I have that's not bad. So it's like I get to read, I get to do my thing.
Oh no! Are you mad that I'm infringing upon your morning?
You're gonna wake up and I'm gonna be like, hey, sorry, me and Weasel are doing belly rubs right now.
Hey, sorry, me and Frank are talking, and if you could
this
leave
is
us
when
alone.
I do my push-ups.
Oh my God, you do push-ups in the morning?
Yes. When are you trying to go to bed by?
What do you think?
Don't ask me. I try and go to bed by like midnight.
1 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. And when are you trying to wake up by?
No idea.
Well, you're probably 8 hours after.
Yeah, 9 o'clock in the morning.
There you go.
There it is.
All right. And if you
so many people are going to be like, Jesus Christ, I wake up at 5:30 a.m. Or like they're going to be like.
Yeah, I mean, but everyone's different. That's what my therapist said.
That's very true.
Everyone, like.
And I have had like that night owl journey for like my entire life. I've always been a night owl.
And I mean, like, it's not uncommon for performers to have that. Like Bobby Lee, the comedian, literally talks about how daily he goes to bed at like 4 and he wakes up at 2 p.m.
Yeah, it's also just, I think a lot of that does come from like those nights when I would be performing constantly. And then your energy and everything is just like, after you do a show or something, you're just like buzzing for 2 hours on whatever. So you're just like, I can't go to bed now.
Normally like 2 is kind of my like, all right, guys, I'm out. Like, but
you're out way before 2.
No, I hate watching the sunrise unless I've like slept. Like, if I'm awake still in the sunrise, I'm like,
watching the sunrise.
No, I do, because I'm always like, why am I up? Like, tomorrow's ruined.
Oh, no.
I did a few all-nighters as a kid, and I was like, the first one was fun, and then the rest of them are like
tedious and torturous.
I'm like, I don't like this at all.
Yeah.
Like,
there is like immersion things where you're like supposed to like, you're supposed to go to bed at 4 a.m. and then wake up at like 8 a.m. and do that for like a week and see like if your body can self-regulate and all these things. But basically I'm giving myself a bedtime and then I'm gonna like figure it out and we're gonna see how it goes. And this is an experiment on a 38-year-old woman to see if it's gonna happen.
Keep her on track. And if you find out that she's not doing it, send her hate mail.
Why?
I don't know. You asked them to be accountable.
No, that's not how it works.
BuzzFeed, are you listening?
They're like, this bitch wanted to be held accountable. Open up 15 links to figure out how.
We'll put one of those Bart collar things, the vibrating ones on you.
I love it. I love it.
And if you any second you're awake after, just well now I can't. I'm wide awake.
Help!
That would be torture.
Just an
That would be
absolute
torture.
You know. Yeah.
Shock collar for sleep times. All I'm saying is I'm rooting for you.
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
My mom, and I don't know if it's from work or not, but she will claim that she hasn't actually slept in 30 years.
That's devastating. That's absolutely
she's tried it all.
Devastating. I know. I really do think that there's certain personality types and certain like
my mind races.
Mine races all the time. I got a lot of stuff going, and it's not like cool racing. It's all insane racing. I wish it was like, oh yeah, she just had a brilliant idea for a script at 3 a.m.
I'm just working. I'm like, I gotta call Todd in the morning when I wake
That's mine.
up.
It's always like, here's my to-do list. Yeah. I have to do.
And then I'll do the conversations in my head before they like.
Oh my God,
this is probably
I love
what's gonna happen.
Yeah. I do a lot of arguments in the shower. I win every argument in that shower, baby. It's real.
All right. Well, we'll try and keep you to it.
Thank you so much. I want to just say already, I know this is a very 2011 thing to do, to like be like, I'm going on the internet to hold you accountable. Yeah. Or to hold myself accountable. But I'm literally just saying.
So what happens if you don't do it? You're gonna do an ice bucket challenge?
No. I'm just going to try something for the betterment of myself.
We could do like a Japanese game show.
No, I don't want to do anything to torture myself. I just want to try and better myself.
What's your favorite Japanese game show?
I have none.
What?
I mean,
you have none.
I really liked the Silent Library before MTV
Yeah, that
took
one
it
is
over.
great. The
that
original
one was
one,
absolutely fantastic.
Quiet in the Library, is
the
original one, and then the other lesser known but equally good is I forget what it was called, but the premise is pie in the face.
Oh, I love a pie in the face.
But act normal. Like
that's hard. That's hard.
So like the guy's just like trying to make a sandwich and they're just throwing pies in his face constantly.
Perfect.
But the game is you can't
react
to them.
God, I love it.
Yeah, because you're like, why?
I love it.
It's great.
And now I'd be like, yeah, Marlon Wayans could host that in USA. Like,
please
just throw it on there.
Summon him. If you say his name 3 times, he's going to get a
Wayans,
show. Don't you dare. No! Oh, man. He just got a show.
No.
What's your favorite Japanese game show, listeners? Let us know. I'm always looking for some new ones.
Thank you so much. That's the end of Favorite Cheese.
No, that was the end of that segment.
Got it.
I'm gonna be a little more upbeat, little more fondue, little more the cheesy cheese. I'm happy about it.
You're happy about it? I can tell from the elation in your voice.
Thank you. I've been working on it. So one of the things, and someone actually mentioned that this helped them a while ago, but like I've been trying to do the whole like live life as a tourist sort of thing. In your own
city, yeah.
In your own city, exactly, or in any city. And sometimes it's hard to remember because of bills and work and whatever.
Yeah, torturous life things.
But I do try and remember it. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things we used to do before COVID was go to the theater. Mm-hmm. And I love going to the theater. And so another one of the thrifty things that you can do in New York and other big cities that have Broadway shows, you can do something called a lottery.
Yeah.
Normally what it is you just go online, you type the show you want to see, the city you're in, followed by lottery. And it'll come up.
Pretty helpful.
Normally it's free. You put your name in, your email.
Free to put your name in.
Yeah, and that's the lottery part is free.
Yes.
If you win the lottery, you get basically front row tickets for $30.
Yeah, or like really amazing seats.
Yeah. It's always amazing seats.
Yeah.
And so I used to do this all the time with my New York friends. That's how we saw these shows. I ain't paying actual money to see these shows.
I mean, they're great shows, but some of those tickets go for like thousands of dollars.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember also seeing like some musical once in college, and I got rush tickets, which is like last minute tickets.
Yeah.
But they were like nosebleeds. There's no point in that either, because I'm like, what is that?
You're like,
who is the dot singing the song?
She had a good time.
Yeah. But anyways, long story short, so there's this musical 6. Our friend told us about it. And all they did, and it's one of my favorite things where it's like, I don't want to tell you anything, just go see it. And I love, that's like one of my favorite ways.
It's one of my favorite ways to go see something too.
Because if it's,
I'm like, I know nothing about this, but I know that people love it, and that's about it.
Yeah, so all I knew, because I did a little research, was that I didn't want to know a lot. I just kind of, when you're in the the lottery portal, it kind of says like about King Henry VIII and his 6 wives.
Yes.
And I was like, okay. So in my head, I'm like, we're getting into a little like period piece.
We love history.
Love a period piece. We're going to go to Tudor England. Yeah. I was like, this is going to be some hot British accents, some musicals. This is going to be good. So put us in the old lottery, and on the 5th time we win, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
you can do it every day. You can throw yourself in the lottery every
the
day.
night before or something like that. Yeah. And so pay the $30. We get there, and I haven't done it in LA, so I didn't know. And I like go up. We don't even have to wait in line.
There's a really big theater out here called the Pantages.
It was built in 1928 by Leland Bryant.
Okay, why do you know this?
It was one of his architectural masterpieces, along with the Sunset Tower.
Oh, I love that for you.
Yeah. But I hope that's right. So anyways, so we go to the will call. They give us the tickets. It just says orchestra level row A, which is just like front row.
It was front row.
So
it was like we were just front row.
So you just feel like such a cool guy, you know? But
also I was a little overwhelmed because I was like, oh no, they're going to be like looking at me and I have to like respond coolly because I'm in the front row.
Yeah. So
and it was so crazy.
So like we're having a good time. The theater's absolutely beautiful.
Also like thousands of people.
Oh yeah, this is a big
ass
this
theater.
This is the big theater in LA and has been in Hollywood. Like it's famous, you know? So we get to the Pantages and we're sitting front row. Yeah. And I'm not going to lie to you. I had a little marijuana before we went. And
maybe don't call it marijuana. I think that makes it sound less cool. Actually, now if you want to stop the youths. I had a little dadgrass.
I had a little...
if you want to stop the youths from smoking it, marijuana might be the way.
I had a little...
You know, my lady Jane.
Yeah.
God.
And so, I don't know. You know, we're going to see a musical. So, we're sitting front row feeling like $1 million.
Yep.
And
at least $600.
And it's so good. And it is weird like to look back and to see the whole theater and to kind of feel like what it feels like to be on this. Like you're seeing all the people behind you. It's insane. I will say
it's my favorite. It's one of my favorite places to go. Theater in general is one of my favorite places to people watch.
Oh yeah.
Because we had like there's like 3 older ladies behind us that were like, I brought my earplugs. She's like, that's such a good idea.
Yeah.
I should have brought my earplugs. And she's like, these places, they're too loud. They're too loud. They're too loud.
So I actually listened to the music
before
did too. I don't know if I'm gonna like it.
But we're here. And I was like, I'm listening to
what
all
else?
This.
They were saying some amazing
my
things.
favorite was she was trying to forward an email. And
she was like, trying to get the tickets on her phone.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing.
And she was
hold on.
Let me see if I'm tech savvy enough. Cheryl. Password. Yeah. Cheryl, password. Yeah. Cheryl, what?
Yeah.
Your password.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know it. It's to your phone.
My son set it up.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to go to this line and I'm going to give him my social security number.
I live for these women. I want to hang out with them, but I don't want to.
I do and I don't. Like they were hilarious soundbite wise, but like they were just too much.
They were on edge.
Like they were there to have a good time. But it was impossible. Like they had
You're
so
right.
many.
They were gonna have a really shitty time,
no matter what. Like they were setting themselves up perfect. Like a lot of people here.
So many people. Yeah. I don't know why we have to wait in this line.
And then we had to park. And
the parking. Yeah, you're right. They weren't gonna have. They were actively setting out to have a bad time.
So like for us, it's like we called an Uber. I didn't want to deal with parking. A Tesla pulls up, already good.
Sure.
Get in the Uber. He's a great conversation. We get there. He drops us off. Go right to will call. Hand us our tickets. We walk right in. They're like right this way. We get in. We go front row seats. We're sitting there. I have no idea what this musical is about. Then except for the wives, but nothing else.
Sure.
Then curtains open. And it's like, it looks like a Daft Punk music video or something. Like the set is not, I'm waiting for like an old castle.
Yeah, Delman was waiting for it to be a period piece and it wasn't at all.
No, and so I'm like, okay, weird. And then
it was like a rock musical, not really rock, but it's like pop rock musical. And all of the wives were literally telling their stories, but kind of through like a really badass like
yeah.
like Beyonce show.
Yeah. Each one was like, each of the characters is completely different, and it's like, I don't want to give away too much of the musical, but it was like, the costumes are futuristic, the play is futuristic, the whole entire cast, including the band, is women. It's basically the point of view of the women because they were treated so poorly by this king. It was a horrible nightmare, and each one of them is kind of based on a pop star. So there's like a Beyonce, an Adele, there's
like Ariana Grande, like an Avril Lavigne, a Celine Dion,
but they're not like playing them. It's just kind of based off of their vocal types.
Wise, yeah.
So I'm sitting there in the show, but I don't know any of this, and the show starts, and it's like musical theater, and you're like, all right, and they're like da 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 da, and you're just like, what is this? Like, I was here for castles, and I was here for princesses, and now this is not what I think. And then this girl goes out, and she's the first one, Catherine of Aragon. That's the character. And it was this girl. She's the Beyonce one.
Yeah, she was
this
amazing,
gorgeous, amazing actor and amazing singer.
Yeah.
And so she starts acting, and the character's on it. It's not even like playing at it. It's like, oh, this girl is
she's
good.
in it to win it.
So
honey.
she's doing it, and you're like, okay, cool. And then she starts to sing her song. And I'm not kidding you, like, it was so good that at first I'm like, okay. Damn.
Like,
holy
it was,
damn.
Everyone was amazing, but like, truly,
this is like
she
the
was
best
like
of
setting
the
the stage. And it was one of those things where I was like, we're just at a fucking Beyonce concert.
Yeah, but it was
we
like,
are just
it was
at
like
a Beyonce
the Lemonade
concert.
version. Like this girl had something to say. And in this song, it's like, she's like standing up for herself. She's defending herself. She's putting him in his place. And then when you're like, I can't take anymore. Like, this girl's nailing it. She goes into this rap, and then you're like, hell yeah. And then she like disses it again. And then she goes into like the finale part, and I'm crying at this point.
Yeah,
Delman
was like crying.
I didn't even think that would. I'm like, I don't know why. Maybe the Mary Wani has
it was emotional.
No, I know, but I'm just like overwhelmed, and I'm like, maybe it's just overwhelmed.
I got tissue because I knew I'd cry. I cry at Life Theater.
Well, I didn't even know it'd be sad. Like,
no, I just cry. I just cry at Life Theater because I think it's so special.
Me too, but I was not ready, and so I'm like overcome. And then she sings, and she hits this high C, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, whoa, right? Like, that was a lot. Like, I'm feeling it all over.
Sure.
And so I got goosebumps even now talking about it.
Yeah.
So then she takes, like, her song is done, like, standing ovation in the middle of a show.
Sure.
Like, you're like, holy crap, right?
Yeah, she's amazing.
So she does her whole thing, and then the next girl comes on, and she's good too. It's a good song.
Yeah.
But at least they give you, like, a moment, the Avril Lavigne stuff. So it's like, it's
like,
good.
Just have a good time.
No, it's good. But it's like, okay, good point. But thank goodness, like, no more of that. Because that was good, but I don't know if I can handle any more of that.
I don't know if I can handle such an incredible
powerhouse. It was too much. I needed a moment. So I'm having a moment. Then the next girl comes on, who's like the Adele kind of character.
Yeah.
And she's like, they're all setting her up for failure. And in your mind, you're like, there's no way she's going to be better than the Beyonce girl. She then sings a ballad.
Yep.
And
that should have been an Adele song.
Exactly. Both of these should be. I don't know how they're not covered by Beyonce and Adele.
Yeah.
And I'm literally crying.
You're bawling,
like dying,
at this point. Yeah.
and I'm just like, I
Dylan's
have nothing.
Just wiping away tears.
I have
the
like
whole time.
literally nothing left. Just dying, and just when you think like it can't go worse, they keep going, and it's amazing, and it's sad, and it was acted so well,
but
and
like
it was
really
sung
fun
so well
too. Like I don't know how they did such a good job of like doing like these were like truly emotional stories because it's Henry VIII's all of his
two of his wives were beheaded,
and
by
you realize
him,
like what a absolutely tragically shitty time to be alive.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And also just these women and their stories, and like I mean even Catherine of Aragon had 3 stillborns, 5 miscarriages, and like the whole thing was that she kept like trying to give him an heir, and then he just got over her, and he was like, I'm gonna send you to a nunnery because I'm over you. And it's like fucking awful. And then the other Anne Boleyn, she got beheaded.
But she had a kid, but it was a woman, so beheaded.
Well, beheaded. But like all these things, and it was kind of insane and amazing.
And then the other girl, the Adele girl, she has a son for him, but dies in childbirth. So it's like, oh my gosh,
so insane.
And so each one gets crazier and crazier, and you don't think it can. The show is relentless in a good way, where you're just like, I can't anymore. Even the funny ones, you're like, oh, she's gonna be funny. Then she's amazing too.
Yeah.
So then finally, like, it's done. All 6 girls have done their songs. You're like, wow, that was a lot. And then they're like, they have a funny deceit. And then they're like, and now all of us. And then they all
and it just is like,
and then you're like, like just like
Delman wasn't ready.
Like,
you weren't ready.
I wasn't ready.
You thought
but it was
going
amazing.
To like a beautiful little period piece.
And it was beautiful, and it was amazing.
But instead, you got like a pop concert.
It was so good. All I was thinking is literally like, I can never see this musical again.
No,
because I was like, this was perfect.
It's
like,
also really
everyone did so good.
Yeah.
Everyone nailed it.
Yeah.
It was the perfect cast. It was the perfect play. It was the last day it was there, so they were giving it their all.
Yeah.
And front row, Pantages, everything was incredible. And I was like, I know that I'm gonna get invited to someone's like indie version of this.
Can't see it again.
I can't go.
No. You can't do it. It's ruined for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, like, you don't know what I saw.
Hey, man.
I saw
I don't mean to be anything, but I'm sorry, I can't see this again.
Unless it's starring Beyonce and Adele and Gwen,
Unless they're like, we just are doing this now.
We just put the real people in there. That's the only way I'd see it.
No, you're right, because it is. Well, also because you know that it's going to be like violently botched. It's going to be like, I thought it was such a beautiful way that they did bring some dramatic acting to it. They did bring some like
so good.
Just real like feeling and everything into it.
It's directed by the people that wrote it.
Yeah.
Like even once it gets to college or those French festivals, it starts to get,
because that's one of my favorite things is like how everyone tries to like
it's
make
Romeo
things
and
different,
Juliet, but at Coachella.
Or I mean, you had, what was yours? Like there was something that you did.
I did too many. I did the Lark, which was Joan of Arc, and it was Cubist themed.
Yeah,
which
like
is a
Picasso
painting style.
Cubist themed.
So we all had to move like in right angles, but no one committed to it except for one guy named Jeff. So at the end, everyone's like, "Why is Jeff doing?" But no one else committed to it. We did
like Our Town, but it was like Jersey Shore.
Oh, we did Our Town,
but it was so painful, and it was like
ours was Our Town, but Coldplay musical.
Oh my god!
And me and this guy named Robbie and this other guy named Farnes, we played the music.
There's no music in Our Town.
They added music. We underscored it with Coldplay.
So bad.
And then we would make the sound effects with our mouths. So like they'd open a door and I'd be like, yeah. And it was bad. Like the reviews came in and they were bad.
Oh really?
And then
shocking.
And then another play that my grandma that I was in college, it was horrible.
Sure.
For some reason, the director had this genius idea to film my character and project it like a live projection. So the actor is acting with the projection.
No.
But because I needed credit for the play, they made me show up every single day.
This is
but he made me as an extra. So I'm in the play now. I have to be at every performance.
But also your projection.
Yeah, and I don't actually get to do my scenes.
No, this is insane.
And then one day, the projector broke.
Oh my god!
In the middle of the play.
Did you get to go out and do your play?
And he didn't even ask me. I just went out and I did it. And it was like the best, like to where me and the other actor like hugged it out, and like it was amazing. It was Joe. The other actor was Joe.
Love it.
Yeah, but it was so good. But literally, even he was like, "Why did you do that?" I'm like, "Shut up!" I'm
gonna let the projector break.
We were fixing it.
Yeah.
Anyways. He's selling stocks now on TikTok.
Good for him. Wow. Is he doing okay?
No. Do you want to hop into some questions?
I think we should hop into some melting pot questions. Hold on real quick. Frank has a lot to say.
Hey guys, I just want to say I'm releasing my EP next week. It's just called Cheese and Chimpkin, and it's about a bunch of songs about me wanting to give you guys some cheese and some chimpkin.
Me and Jeremy are starting a podcast.
Yeah, it's called render me this. And it's mainly just riddles. I'm not very good at it.
Jeremy is mainly asking
Jeremy
questions.
is mainly fantastic at riddles. And most people don't know that about him.
Jeremy loves figuring out riddles.
Rock music and riddles, baby.
All right,
rock music and riddles.
Let's hop into some questions.
Okay.
Melting pot.
You're right. We can never see Melting Pot
I'm
again.
trying to start, some theme songs. If you guys have some cool theme songs you want to write from Melting Pot.
It's all it's in. Melting Pot.
Melting Pot.
That's it. Okay. Someone said, what was Delman's favorite book as a kid?
I really like the biography of Thomas Edison.
Jesus Christ.
That was probably my favorite one.
Good God.
That was a kid though.
Yeah. Yeah. When your imagination's running high and you love fantasy and exploration, this guy
for
wanted.
me, I was like, really interesting.
Really good. Did they?
You know, his middle name is Alva. Thomas Alva Edison.
Didn't know, but did they dive into all of Thomas Edison's indiscrepancies?
Well, yeah.
As a child, were you
about him
reading
taking ideas from people but perfecting them and taking the patent out.
All right.
Yeah, that was one. I really loved/hated Where the Red Fern Grows because it ripped my heart out. But I loved that. But I was like page turn. And my parents, they read now, but like they didn't read up. So my dad had like no clue.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, I love this book. And I got to read it earlier than the rest of the kids because I was at a higher, and that one ripped my heart out.
Yeah, of course.
And that's why I'm afraid to have dogs now because I just
it's gonna
know
end
what's
my
happening.
life. Yeah, when they go, yeah.
I like that book. Harry Potter was good. I wasn't obsessed with it,
I'm
but
obsessed.
I liked it. I loved biographies. I could read through them in a day.
Yeah,
the biography
so
of
weird.
Ulysses S. Grant, very interesting stuff.
Oh my God.
The Amelia Earhart one,
Yeah,
quite
okay.
interesting. Diary of Anne Frank, very sad, but also quite interesting. I love diaries. I love biographies. I don't like autobiographies as much because normally it's like
Who
get
cares?
it. Yeah. But love I read this book on origami and that was
I can't handle.
Why?
These are your children, like as a child.
Oh, like a
your
child.
favorite books?
Like how young?
I don't know.
Those were my favorite books.
I know, but like, okay.
The Royal Road to Card Magic. That was a solid page turner. But I guess if we're going like kid, Rainbow Fish, solid.
Okay. Okay.
The Berenstain Bears.
Berenstain Bears.
I like pop-up books a lot. A lot of fun stuff with the pop-up books.
Good times.
My grandma actually wrote this story or made this story called Herbie that I loved that book.
Yeah.
I actually ended up illustrating it and making it into a book for her 100th birthday.
I know. I still feel like we should sell that as a children's book.
I do, but I also I want to really bad, but on the other end, I don't want people to be like, what the hell is this story?
Because she's a crazy kook and I love it. It's a great story.
Okay, well, let's do it. Let's do it. It's coming to bookstores near you.
That's so fun.
I also loved, what is it? Stanley the Steam Engine.
Okay. Yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah.
And The Giving Tree.
Oh, The Giving Tree is
where
a
the sidewalk
classic,
ends.
baby.
No, but the Stanley the Steam Engine was, that
Top
one
notch?
changed me.
Yeah.
Like, it's very sad.
Yeah. No, look, I mean, I get it, but I don't
Toy
remember.
Soldier.
Okay.
I love that one too.
Okay. No, I don't remember a lot of the like kid ones, but I do remember, again, Obsession with Watership Down, and I love me some Animal Farm, and then we love
not
like
a kid's book.
No, but like from pretty young.
I don't know
we
if
were,
you understood maybe the underlying messages.
No, I absolutely.
You're just like, oh, pigs are talking.
No, I don't know. I think I was a pretty dark kid. That's why I think I did like it so much. But even like Narnia is pretty heavy. Like there's heavy concepts in there for a child.
Like Mr. Tumnus.
Yeah, I mean, not no. And like and then we did, of course, like Lord of the Rings and all those. And then only like when we got a little bit older was it like, I don't know, Isaac Asimov and stuff that like we're probably a little too meat and potato-y for like the age that we were at, because it was like the Foundation series and we're like, I don't know if we're ready for this.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I
read
a bunch
every
of them.
single Goosebumps book.
Oh, I did too. And of course, Animorphs, a classic.
Yeah.
Like obsessed with Animorphs,
Yeah.
obsessed with Goosebumps,
Yeah.
obsessed. I had to sneak my Goosebumps though, because
I didn't.
my parents thought it was like the devil and stuff like that. Or
They're not
they
even
didn't
that
really,
scary.
I know, but they didn't love like, you know, all the weird whatever. So it was like kind of an off limits type of book. So I always sneaked them and
Got it.
And just and it was really would dive in. But for the most part, yeah, I really was obsessed with a lot of those little like Mickey's Magic Grinder.
I also love this book called Wooden Teeth and Jelly Beans.
Yeah, you love that book.
It was a story about all the interesting facts about all of the presidents.
So once again, it's a biography.
Kind of. More of like a comic book with like bullet points, like.
But it's very biographical about all the presidents of the United
find
States.
real life stuff quite interesting.
Okay,
the fantasy stuff is all hullabaloo that's made up in someone's mind.
All right, someone asked Taco Bell order.
Oh,
I know you're gonna say.
What?
I know what you're gonna say.
What?
You're gonna be like, Taco Bell isn't the king of the taco town.
Del Taco is.
Look, I was a strong Taco Bell person for a long time. You know, Taco Bell was my team.
Yeah.
I was for a very long time. I was obsessed. Somehow you got me on the Del Taco train.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah,
Del Taco
you're right,
did
Del
it.
Taco
I
did
just
it.
took you there.
Yeah, that's
Del
fair.
Taco is superior in many ways. The only thing Taco Bell has is like some weird, and we've been to Friendsgiving at Taco Bell.
Yeah, we did a bunch of those Friendsgivings at Taco Bell.
They're all culty, weird, like, hey, the people that run the social media over
They
there.
want very badly to be cool.
Yeah.
They want, like, they need. But like,
yet the headquarters are in Irvine. So, like that's...
No. But I mean, it really is like it's a really weird. You're right. It actually feels more cultish. Than anything.
The whole thing was strange, but that's kind of how Taco Bell feels to me. It's like we're the cool ones.
We're the cool kids on the block.
We put weird stuff on weird things, and it's none of it's good. Like if I go to Taco Bell, I'm like cheesy gordita crunch.
Yeah. Duh.
That's probably.
I'm gonna do. It is what it is. I'm gonna do a bean burrito with extra onions.
Yeah.
Red sauce, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a cheesy gordita crunch.
Yeah.
So if the potato tacos are back, hell yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
And if there's a cheesy roll up, I'm gonna get that and grilled, and that's it.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, I'm going to Taco Bell because I want it to be like skanky and dank and delicious. I'm going because it is gonna be inappropriate.
Yeah.
I'm going because I don't want you to look me in the eyes afterwards.
I normally just get a cheesy gordita crunch, the bean and cheese burrito thing with the onions, and then I'll try and I don't know if they.
You
have
always
some
try
sort
and
of
branch out. You always get
something.
some weird thing, and then you go, "I hate it."
I hate it. But if I go to Del Taco,
okay.
Now that depends on what you're trying to get into.
Wow.
Now when this was like
hold still, everyone, because you're on the road to passion.
I'm still trying to get it sponsored. I'm Del. They're Del.
Del Taco. Yeah, it feels right. You're right.
But. I don't know, it was like the only restaurant that we would go to as like a family that we all agreed was like pretty good. That
was like decent. You're like, fine, we're all going to go to Del Taco.
So if you've never gone before and you're like, what is this? Do the chicken soft taco. Like that's
nice.
a good intro.
It's a great
intro.
intro.
Still get them. Very good. When I was going through phases, like, cause my mom, she likes the 5-layer burrito or whatever.
Sure.
Mine was, I went through a big Del Classic chicken burrito phase.
Okay.
And then I'm like, this is just the taco, but big. I don't need this. I want to diversify.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went to the spicy chicken burrito. Very good stuff. There was a 2 for $5 deal. Too much burrito though.
I'm starting to understand why they won't sponsor you.
So then they came out with this dollar menu.
Okay.
And that's where the magic happens.
Okay.
So you get a original chicken roller.
Okay.
Which is basically just the spicy chicken burrito but smaller.
Okay.
Perfect. You can get then a chicken soft taco because that's what I already told you to do. Then I do a crispy chicken soft taco with ranch. It's a new thing. That's the danky, like the Taco Bell. It's like, what? Ranch?
We're deep frying chicken and putting it in a taco?
Then it's either like a bean and cheese burrito after that or a quesadilla or whatever. After that, it doesn't matter. Those are the big 3. It's going to cost you like $4. You're going to be full. You're going to have a great time. I also hear that the burgers are good too.
I've never tried the burgers, but if I'm being honest, in the ideal world, I would be getting like 2 items from each thing. I'd be going like, I want 2 items from Taco Bell and 2 items from Del Taco.
And the Del Scorcho is the sauce for me.
No, mild sauce from Taco Bell is the sauce for me. And that's just where we lie.
I don't know,
and it's been a contention piece in our marriage.
It's not really. It has not been.
It has not. It
doesn't and the pink
us.
Slime kind of scared me from Taco Bell for a
while.
while.
It's all pink slime, baby. It is. I don't ever want to know where any of the fast food comes from. Don't look me in the eyes and tell me ever. All right. Oh, someone said, okay.
Mm-hmm.
When are you coming to France to do a tour de la cheeses?
France?
France?
I mean, I would love to come to France.
Yes.
I love traveling. I
Sure.
love going to Europe.
Parlez-vous?
I would say I'm not really sure how to do this yet as we're like growing this, but it's like if I found out that like a decent amount of people would want us to come to France, I would go as soon as possible. But if
and
it's
by
just
decent amount of people, I mean 4. If
yeah,
4
that's what I'm
people
saying.
want
Like
us to-
decent. If it's just you, me, and the person that asked that question, not no. But like I mean, maybe we see if there's more people. So we would love to plan a tour. Probably next year because we're getting to it at the like we're in the middle of this year. Like you got to plan stuff in advance.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll start planning the 2024 tour.
Look,
I've
never been to France. I think a lot of people have never been to France. I was on a weird like France TikTok journey TikTok will be like, hey, do you want to go to France? And I'll be like, I'll watch a video.
Yeah, I'm down.
And then it'll be like, hey, I'm going to show you 975 videos of people going to France.
Yeah.
And I think my favorite thing that I like got out of that was all these influencers, and it was mainly like young girls that were always like, it's, you know, the Eiffel Tower is not that big. Like all of them kept being like, I thought this was going to be bigger, or like the reality, it's really crowded. And I really loved like the Instagram versus reality thing, because it'd be like these people that were like kissing their like boyfriends or lovers or husbands or whatever in front of the Eiffel Tower, and then like you see someone that's like blasting them because there's like a line that's like an hour and a half long just to like stand in front of the Eiffel Tower. And that's my favorite thing ever, is when it's like, well, it's not that big of a thing. I was like, I don't really care.
Well, it was the tallest structure in the world for a long time, so take a back seat, sister.
Delman's
a feat.
Look, I'm gonna be honest, if you're gonna come at anything, any architectural anything, Delman's gonna come at you.
Well, no, when you go to like see art or see a building, like it might not be impressive to you now because of the technologies you have now, but once you learn like how it was built, then you're like, oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's a very funny thing when people are always like, oh,
like,
you know, like the Eiffel Tower wasn't that big, and you're like,
it's
it was
older than
massive
your grandma
for the time, and also like, go away then. Not in a mean way,
God,
but I'm like,
there's like stairs. You have to walk up.
Did you guys notice that? There's like water everywhere in Venice. And you're like, get out of there.
It's like
then.
drowning the city. I had like a weird experience in France, so I want to go back to have the new experience, but my experience in like 2008 or something, when
right
it was
after college.
Yeah. Well, I graduated early, and then because I was going to study abroad in France. That was my dream. And I had it all set up. But then I got into a play in Twelfth Night.
It was set in crazy dystopian.
It was set in a wave.
What?
Inside of a wave.
You're lying.
I swear.
Jesus.
And,
No. Yeah. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wait, are you serious?
I'm serious.
It was 12th Night, but set in a wave?
Yeah, and it was the second time I had played a character with only one arm. For some reason.
We gotta get out. I gotta get out of this.
Anyways, but my dad it was a main stage, which was a big deal for an undergrad.
Sure, yeah.
And I had a big
wave
part.
or not.
Yeah. And so my dad was literally like, you got to do that. You went to school to be an actor, so you got to do the play. France will always be there. But Illyria... Now that waits.
But a wave.
Yeah. Don't even remember my character name.
God,
but
I love it.
Tobias, is that one?
Not at all. Not even close.
Yeah, it was bad.
You know, Tobias in 12th Night.
No, it was like
Chad
one of those characters that they
Night?
normally combine with another character because it's so meaningless.
Yeah.
So anyways, I finally make it to France, but France was like I love the language. I love the sound of the language. This is where I'm going to go. Like that was my...
You've romanticized it.
Yeah, because I was like, if John McCain and Sarah Palin make it, this world is over. Like,
sure,
so
you were
crazy.
in college.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I was like, so I'm going to France.
I love it.
So I get to France, Paris, France. As I'm leaving, the girl I was dating at the time, we break up. And because that's what I'm going to Europe. If you got to Europe, we're done.
We're done.
Yeah. And I'm like, what does that mean? You pick Europe or me? And I'm like, I guess I'm picking Europe because I already paid for the tickets. Yeah. So I'm finally, like, long story short, I'm traveling by myself. My friend who was supposed to go with me bailed, like, on the tarmac. Yeah. So I'm going, and we're in Belgium. Our trains get screwed up. When you go to Europe enough, you'll realize, like, sometimes the trains it's a suggestion or whatever. Yeah. So I have no idea where I am. I have no idea where I'm supposed to stay or anything. We're on this train from Belgium. I'm looking around. Everyone looks Belgian or Flemish. So I finally find this guy, and he's sitting there, and he has white pants on, a pink shirt, and he just looks amazing. Yeah. And so I'm like done because they're saying stuff. I don't know where I am. Yeah. I'm like, are we in Belgium still? Are we in? I don't know what's going on. I've been traveling. I go up to him, and I'm like, hey, are you like Parisian? Like, just like, don't even say like, do you speak English or anything? And he like puts down his paper, and he's like, why would you say something like that? And I was like, well, you look fabulous, by the way. Like, let me start that. You got the white pants on and the pink shirt. Great. I'm like, no one else here looks that good. And if we're going to Paris, I mean, you're the guy. And he's like, have a seat. And I was like, okay. And he's like, I went to MIT in America. He's like, I love America, even though you're so, he was giving me like, you're so arrogant or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, man, whatever. Anyways, like, I tell him my story. He's like, you are coming with me, and I will take care of you. So like, I was like, all right, dude, I'm with this guy named Alan. So he takes me out to dinner. We pound a bottle of wine together.
Love it.
We have like a fantastic dinner because this guy's Parisian. Like, he's not even putting it on. He's just eating.
This man, he's from Paris.
Yeah. So then I follow him. Apparently his ex-wife lives in Belgium with his daughter. So that's why he goes back and forth.
Sure.
He's like, I live right by the Champs-Élysées in the Victor Hugo. Wow. And I was like, I don't know what any of this stuff is, but it sounds amazing.
Sounds great.
He goes, you can stay with me tonight in my apartment. And I'm like, this is getting weird. Like,
sure.
Now I'm afraid.
Were you scared?
I was afraid. Well, at first I'm like, this guy was cool. But like, now it's getting like inviting me to his, like, no one has done that. Like, most people are very nice. And then it gets to like, there's the hostel.
Be like, like come on over.
A guy they just met on the train.
Yeah.
So I wake up at his house, and
so you go. You stay.
Of course. I mean,
right,
YOLO. I'm big. I was bigger than him. Whatever.
Yeah.
So I wake up, and this fool is straight up making croissants. Like, and I'm like, what is that smell? And he's like, I decided to make some croissants. Like, and
was he so angry the whole time?
No, he's just French.
Okay.
They all kind of seem angry. Once you get over it. Yeah. They're not really angry. That's all the Americans think they're angry. They're not. Yeah. That's just like when you go to New York. It's like, that's just the vibe.
Yeah.
Anyways, he gives me a cell phone. He's like, there's money on it. Don't make any calls. I'll call you when I get off of work. He made a map. He's like, go do all this. Have fun. So I had like the best time ever.
What is this? A little guardian angel you got in Paris.
I come back and I meet up with him. He's like, let's hop on my Vespa. I hop on the back of it. It's not weird because that's what they do.
Someone, you had a rom-com.
We had no helmets on.
Someone, you just experienced a rom-com.
And no, I'm not kidding. We're driving through the streets of Paris, and he's so good at it. He takes me under the Eiffel Tower. I've never seen it.
Wow.
Right as we go under, and I'm holding tightly.
Yeah.
The lights, it goes on, and it's sparkling. And it was amazing, right?
Tell
and
you can't like you.
He takes me to dinner. It was great. Well, it was kind of weird though, because I am missing the girl that I broke up with the whole time, and I'm like, I wish we were doing this and not me and Alan.
Not me and Alan.
Like, Alan's a nice guy.
Alan's a nice guy, but
I don't know where we're going with this.
There's no spark.
Yeah, and so anyway,
hilarious.
so Alan like takes me out. He does the whole thing, and then he has a job. So every day. He goes and does his job, but he leaves me like things I should do.
Yeah.
So one day he's literally like, go to the Eiffel Tower at this time.
Yeah.
He's like, wait to go on the top. It's the best at sunset. And that's what kind of ruined Paris for me a little, because I'm like, Paris is amazing.
It's like the city of love.
But yeah, it's a city of love. And if you're not in love, it sucks. I mean, but it's like, so we're in line for an hour and a half to go on the Eiffel Tower or whatever. I'm in line for an hour and a half. And the guy in front of me is like the dumber version of me.
Sure.
And he has like the most gorgeous French girl with him.
Sure.
And she's like, I cannot believe we just met and now we are in love. And I'm like,
and
what?
Like, how?
Yeah, I'm like, I got Alan over here and he's at work. Like, he's not even here.
Alan!
Yeah. And then like literally they're just making out the whole time. And I'm like, I wish I was that guy. You know?
Yeah, sure. So sad.
And then we finally get to the top of the Eiffel Tower. It's beautiful, and not like the minute the doors open, like 5 guys just drop to their knees to propose.
Oh no, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, and I'm like, guys, come on.
Just
like, we
take it in for a second.
And then like literally another guy is like, the reason they put up these like plexiglass is because people were jumping off. I'm like, I get it. I'm about to.
Yeah. I understand.
Like, my girl just broke up with me, and
I'm
Alan
a little
is
devastated.
a nice guy, but I think he's gonna dahmer me soon.
Yeah.
So
sure.
he kept asking me like how long I planned it on staying, and I kept like saying I was going to stay longer, even though I was going to leave before, because I was like, if he's going to do his grand finale, he's going to do it on the last day.
So I'm thought this man was going to kill you?
I thought he might. I don't know. He was too nice. I had never experienced that niceness.
Yeah, and that's fair. We're from America.
So it was amazing. We actually stayed in contact. His daughter, him, and his new girlfriend actually stayed with me in America.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah. So it was like it worked out.
So wait,
he's like
so
a really
he wasn't
nice
a
guy.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
No, he just made.
Turns out he was just a nice guy that we immediately attribute really nice, genuine people with psycho killers.
I mean, it's weird. It is weird because it was just weird because he was so nice and I had not experienced that before.
Okay. Well, look, we're just going to go and eat some cheese.
Yeah. No, but I would love to come back to France. If you can guarantee me that 12 people will be there including us two, I'll be there.
I need 4 people. That's it. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a real good one. Okay. Oh, yeah. If you are offered a pill that increases your intelligence by 50%, but also permanently removes your hair, including your eyebrows, all hair, do you take it?
No.
You need your hair?
Absolutely not. No, it's not even about the hair.
What is it about?
I don't need to be 50% smarter.
Oh my God.
No, it's true. It's true. No, it's not that I'm that smart. I'm not saying I'm that smart, but what I'm saying is I'm pretty smart. I'm smart enough.
I'm
already smart enough to like some things I can't get over. They frustrate me so much. And I think about them over and over and over. Or like I see people doing things and I'm like, you're so dumb. Like, why don't you just do it this way? Or why don't you open your eyes or whatever? I have 3 friends that are geniuses. Like, I don't think they would call themselves geniuses, but you just know that. Like,
they're brilliant.
The guy started like taking Russian in college, and after the first quarter he was the teacher's assistant. And he got cast in that level, like where it's just other level. They don't do things like normal people. Like they don't take like my friends, at least, like they never wanted to pursue acting because they're like, it's too crazy of a risk. Only crazy people would do that. So everything is, when you're that smart,
too analytical.
Everything's analytical. Everything is, no one else is on your level. So you try and have a conversation about like this, and someone's like, I don't know about that, but Cheetos is good. And I
just like my hair. That's the bottom line. I think me as short
for me
and my body and my everything completely hairless. I'm just Uncle Fester. Like that's it. I can't go into the world without hair, and then I can't also go into the world as a mole and then be like,
what if you're
I'm
smart
so
mole?
intelligent.
I mean,
they're like, get out of here, you crazy mole woman. No one cares. Also, I think 50% smarter, I'm gonna be like, put it in normal. So I don't think it's worth it.
I'm down to go bald and hairless if I can fly.
Okay.
If I can hold my breath for infinity.
Okay.
And there's other things, but
hold
the 50
my breath for infinity. Okay.
Or if I could sing like no other.
Like that.
Like if I could sing like that girl in the musical.
That shorn bald man really does
He
sing.
sings beautifully. He hit a high C.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Yeah, pop on a wig and sing that high C, baby. Oh, that's not it. I really like this one. All right. You read a book only to discover that it's the story of your life.
Oh.
Do you continue reading?
Yeah.
Knowing that you'll know every aspect of your life?
Yes.
Delman, that's insane.
Why?
That's so crazy.
Why would you not?
Because you'll find out when I die. You'll find out when our children die. You'll find out. No. You'll find out all the things that come up in your life.
I suffer.
What if it sucks?
I suffer from anxiety. Anxiety is from not knowing what's going to happen. So if I knew what was going to happen, I could prepare myself.
You don't think that you're going to be like, oh my God, today is the day that like Lee dies in a car accident. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
But what does it tell me? If I knew that.
Yeah, you learn everything.
Yeah, if I knew that, then I'd be like, it's going to suck.
You're insane. You would be losing your mind. You'd be like, stay home. You have to stay home.
No, because then you're changing history.
Yeah, duh.
So when I was a kid, I would always...
If I could change so many things that would happen, I would. I don't really care. If I could
jump 10 years in advance, I probably would.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. You're going to miss... The whole point of life is experiencing
life. The whole point in life is relaxing.
It's not about... Because you have this notion of like needing to succeed and needing to do this. And that is what's ruining all of it. Yes. You have to experience it. The whole...
America.
If the only reason that we are put on this planet is to experience life, that's the only truth we know.
That's not true.
No, I really believe this.
To eat and procreate.
Listen.
And survive.
Good God. No, I'm just saying, we don't know the before and afters of life. No. We don't know any of that shit. No. We don't really know why we're here. But I really believe that, like, it's to experience life once. Like, just experience everything you can. There's a really, like, beautiful philosophy that says, like, it was like this person that said they like to pretend that they had already died and that they asked God to come back and relive life exactly how it was, so you can splash in the rivers again, so you can see the mountains again, so you can like kiss your lover again. All these things where I think that's the real truth of it. I don't want to skip any of it. I don't want to like jump ahead. I certainly don't want to read a book about it. That would be a nightmare, because then I'm gonna find out when all the worst things happen to me. And I think that there's where the anxiety comes from.
Yeah, but what if you read the book and it was like, it all worked out. Everything was amazing.
I have faith that it will, even if...
But you see, you have faith. When we were raised, we didn't have that. We just had the fear of everything.
Everyone can find a faith. Everyone,
no,
even
I know,
if
but
the
it's
faith
easier
is
when you're a kid and when you look up to your parents and you're like, oh, they believe in a higher power and they believe in good. Whereas my parents like, good job is an oxymoron.
Sure,
you
but
have
I think
to work.
At some point you gotta just unlearn it. Or at some point you gotta unlearn.
we can talk about that in my therapy session. But you asked me what I would do, and I would read the book.
I'm gonna burn the book. I can't let you read it.
If you burn the book, everyone dies.
I feel like I've seen this horror movie
What if you
before.
have your friend read the book?
As they're just like...
and then you're like, hey.
Don't go outside, please.
I just don't think I'm going to die from a car.
I don't like having that on camera.
I just don't think so. If it happens, that sucks. Ugh. But I think it's going to just be like a boring one. I'm going to go in my sleep or something like everyone wants to.
I don't want to go in my sleep.
I know. You want to be like surrounded by people. I don't want to be surrounded by anyone.
No, I don't want to be surrounded by people, but I want the knowledge of death.
I don't want to know who outlived me. You know?
I don't really care about someone outliving me.
I'm trying to go.
No, I don't want to necessarily be surrounded by people that I love. I just want the knowledge of death, because I've done the thing of like...
But why?
Because I've died already.
Yeah, but why do you need to know?
Because what ends up happening, at least for me, was that it was like such a dream-like state that your brain really doesn't know the blend of consciousness or death.
How it's created.
I would rather it be... I would rather have the knowledge instead of...
Your brain pumps DMT into...
Sure.
And then so you're already, as you're going...
But at least I would have like the cognitive knowledge, like as I'm slipping away going, okay, I know that I'm dying. Mm-hmm. I know that I'm like on death's door. And also for me, I'm out. Okay, for me, I would rather, because again, I have experienced it. I would rather have the piece of like telling the people I love that I love them.
Well, yeah, I do that every day.
Sure, but I just think there is some finite thing of like having that. But the blend of like, I don't know. I remember going under for surgery. I remember experiencing what I experienced.
Yeah.
And having the pure agony of being like, am I dead or am I alive is the weirdest feeling I've ever felt in my life.
Well, you weren't fully dead
it's only ever happened one other time at Joshua Tree when I got way too stoned.
And on the marijuana.
But it literally was like, it was that weird cusp of like, oh shit, I'm in a twilight and this feels awful.
But after you came out of it, you live your life like the fullest now.
Sure. But I'm just saying, I would much rather than be like, goodbye, grandma, we love you. And me go, goodbye, I have the knowledge of death. And I'll slip into whatever beautifulness there is afterwards.
But see, my grandma, she got the chance to say goodbye to us. And I remember we were there on that last day. She was 101. And she was embarrassed. And like, And she was like, what are you here to see?
Yeah.
Like, do you want me to just go? Like, cause like Lori and
She's
people
just
who
frustrated.
No, I know.
think.
And it's like, what do you want? You know, it was like Dance Monkey. And that's kind of how I would feel. It's like, I would like to have my last moments with people. And then like an elephant, I would just want to walk into the distance and do it on my own.
Yeah, and
just,
that's fair.
Like when I'm hungover, I don't want people coming in and
like
talking to me. I'm like,
you.
leave me alone.
Yeah.
Let me die in peace.
Let me go.
Anyways.
No, I don't know. I think I just want to not go to sleep and then to not have the blending of like, am I alive or am I dead? Am I this? I just want the knowledge. I think that's a simple
I died by
thing.
animal attack. I already know that from this.
From a psychic. She said I died by an animal attack.
Yeah, me and a reindeer got in a fight. Anyways,
God.
that's after I became Santa.
Sure.
Keep going.
All right, this is the last one I've decided.
Last one.
Would you rather be royalty 1,000 years ago or an average person today?
I think we're gonna have different answers.
I know we are.
I'd rather be royalty, baby.
You said this a million times. You've been like, I would have made a really good prince.
Oh, it would have been so good.
You really believe that?
So good, yeah.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah. Well, okay. 1,000 years ago, I get why you wouldn't want to be it. Like, I just saw the musical. It's horrible.
Yeah.
But
Being
like
a woman's been a real rough go.
But like the guys had it golden. Like I wouldn't have had to do anything. No. I could have eaten, drank, done as much as I wanted.
Okay, let's
felt
look at,
however I wanted, hunted anything I wanted.
I'm gonna be honest,
had anything I wanted.
I think you would have been great 500 years ago.
No, 1,000 I would have been great.
No, like really? You think so?
Well, people were smaller back
then. Because I think 1,000 years ago, if I'm not wrong on this journey, I'm pretty sure you would have had to fight a lot, right?
Depending.
Yeah. Do you feel like you could?
You said I was the king, right?
Yeah, but you still.
The king doesn't have to fight. He can.
King can fight.
No, he can if he's a badass king.
King will fight.
No, not this king.
Fight king will.
No, this king is like, hey, get out of the castle. That's this king. Guys, get the murder hole ready. They're coming in.
Guys.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah. Guys, oh my God. Where the arrow people at?
Guys, where are my archers?
I was just having like a great dance last night.
This sucks because I was just going to have a sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That
I mean, I don't know. It's like I'm having a great time right now.
Sure.
But yeah, if you could have a castle and be dirty and weird. And
yeah, see, that's the thing. You're going to like die from staph infection or something.
I don't know.
You're right. Okay. Once again, the dynamic is different as a man. I would have not wanted to be royalty back then.
Don't have to worry about did I post to Instagram. It's like, no,
I don't think you have to worry about that now, my guy.
I worry about it.
I know. Weasel's going to bark. I can see him.
Weasel.
Look at him. I love it.
All
right.
Well, is that a good way to end?
Look, I think that's the question is I would like to know everyone else's answers.
How about would you rather be royal now or a regular person? Because I think
now
I'd rather be a regular person.
I'd rather be a royal person like 500 years ago.
Yeah. Well, that's
not the option.
Yeah.
Okay.
That wasn't the option at all.
Look,
I'd rather be royal in a country that doesn't matter. Like, I'd rather be like, oh yeah,
where it's just like a weird.
Oh, I'm the Prince of Luxembourg. Oh. And they're like, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, it's crazy. Anyways, how's it going? You know, because then
just
it's
means
like,
I have a nice car.
Yeah, not fighting anyone.
Yeah, that's nice.
You're just like the cool guy. Like, I think there was wasn't there like a rom-com where like Hugh Grant's a prince or something, or he dates a princess? Maybe.
No, it's
the other girl's
called Notting Hill,
yeah,
and it's
one.
Julia Roberts.
There you go.
Okay, thank you so much for listening, everyone.
Yeah.
Stay stinky, and let us know if you'd rather be a royal person 1,000 years ago or just a normal person today. We love you.
We love you.
Stay stinky.
Stay stinky.